Hi everybody, I'm Amy from the Cauldron, and in today's episode of Dye Time I will be dyeing a fluorescent rainbow. Now Dharma acid dyes have a range of fluorescent colours. So we've got here fluorescent fuchsia, fluorescent safety orange, fluorescent lemon, radioactive and purple pop. Now there isn't a blue fluorescent dye, so I went through all of my blues and I picked out two which I think might go quite well with the fluorescent colours here. So I've got turquoise fibre reactive dye and frozen acid dye. So I'm going to dye two skeins of yarn, one with turquoise as the blue, one with frozen as the blue. So let's get painting. I've got all my dyes here in solution. For each of the fluorescent colours, I measured out 0.5 grams of dye because they are very potent, those ones, and I just dissolved it in some water, didn't measure it out. And then for this one I'm going to be doing frozen, I weighed out 0.25 grams of dye, and so I'm just going to squirt a bit on like this. When I measured out the dye, I did use I was wearing my mask and gloves, and I have got my gloves still on here now, and all this equipment is dedicated for dyeing. Just trying. I probably should have arranged this yarn before I started dyeing, because I want a circular rainbow, so and I want each colour to have approximately the same amount of space. I'm sure there's a much easier way of doing this. Yeah, that's approximate. Oops. Yeah, there we go. That is approximately. It's not going to stay like this at all, but yeah. Give it a go. Oh man. So that was the fluorescent fuchsia. I'm going to use the fluorescent safety orange and then lemon yellow. These sections are not even, as you saw. I did not measure this out. I did not think before I just jumped in to do this. Lovely radioactive. I have left spaces between these. That's deliberate for now, because I know the colours will spread. I don't mind them mixing a bit, but I want to just start off without them mixing too much. That was the purple pop, and then the frozen, which, there we go. Now this yarn has been pre-soaking in some water. There is no acid in here. Just going to give this a little massage through. As you see, I have got a towel down to protect my surface, and this yarn is on some cling film because I'm going to steam set this. I need some more of that fluorescent fuchsia, but if I just press it through, all of these colours except for the frozen can bleed quite a lot and can take quite a long time to set because of I think that's because of the fluorescent element in it. So I don't want to use too much dye because then I'll just be washing forever. Oh, you can see the radioactive is breaking. We've got the greens and then the yellows are spreading out. So I need some more of that. I'm not washing my hands in between, but I am just wiping it on this old towel. This also helps to get the dye all the way through the yarn, so hopefully I won't need to flip it, which is try and blend those together there. Let's have a look. How's it going? Yeah, see, this has gone pretty much gone all the way through, I think, hopefully for all of the colours. Right, use a little bit more of the fuchsia. Again, don't want to go overboard. And just gently massage it through and blend it with the orange. And I'm going to use some more of that green. And because I know yellows can get overwhelmed by other colours, overtaken by other colours, I'm just going to add a bit more. Just to make sure it's all absorbed. There we go. I think I am quite happy with that. Oh, I need to add some acid, don't I? There is probably a much better way of doing this, but I've just got my bottle of vinegar and I'm just going to squeeze a generous amount onto my yarn. I probably should have pre-soaked this yarn in the acid, but oh, too late for that. If this works, it'd be brilliant. See, that blue section is looking very small. Oh well. I probably should have measured it, so I'm just going to try and not let all the different colours touch. I'm not going to squeeze it, but I'm just going to try folding this up a little bit. There we go. And I think I'm going to use a little bit more cling film. So it is quite a lot of liquid in there. Hopefully we'll have a very pretty rainbow after this and it won't turn into a horrible mess. We'll see. There we go. It's my steam basket. I'm going to add the frozen one in there. Let's go for rounds 2. Now this is a bit of a better triangle. I thought about the triangle this time. So I'm just going to do the same as I did for the last one, except I'm going to use turquoise. Colours except for this turquoise are acid dyes, and for acid dyes you need an animal based fibre, which I've got here, which is Blue Face Leicester, and you need acid and vinegar. You need acid and heat to set. Now with the turquoise is a fibre reactive dye, so you can use it on an animal based fibre just like you can acid dyes, which I am doing here. But with the fibre reactive dyes, you can also use them on plant-based fibres such as cotton. But the acid dyes won't dye cotton. It might stain them a little bit, but you won't actually dye them. So, just adding little bits of extra now and just massaging it through. I have added a little acrylic tag on this one, just in case I can't tell the difference once we're finished. Okay, happy with that, and now time to add the vinegar in my very specific scientific way. Oh, God. Yeah, if you're going to do this, I would pre-soak the yarn in acid water, not just squirt vinegar on after. But, you know, you do what works for you, and hopefully this will work. Right, so I'm just going to try folding this up. I'm not going to squidge it, and hopefully the colours will keep separated. This is very, very wet. So let's get another blinking film. There we go. And add it in with my other one, and we can put this on my steamer. I'm going to let this steam for probably close to an hour because there is so much dye in here, and these dyes do take quite a long time to set. So yeah, steam this and then we'll come back for the washing, hopefully. I do have quite a lot of dyes left. The acid dyes are fine to leave. I just need to put them into containers with a cap on it. But the turquoise is a fibre reactive dye, so it starts reacting, the dye starts reacting as soon as it hits water. So I can't leave that. So I do have some more yarn pre-soaking, and I'm going to certainly use up the turquoise and probably use up a little bit of all the others as well. This has been steaming for about an hour. Yeah, that's looking pretty good to me. And yeah, it looks like there's a bit of pink dripping out of that. I'm not entirely surprised because there was quite a lot of pink in there. Oh, I can see. And this, look at all that liquid. Oh dear. Okay, there's a lot of liquid in that. I might just try and pierce that actually. Let that liquid run out. There we go. There we go. So I'm expecting there to be quite a lot of pink in here. Yep. Can you see that? There's quite a lot of pink, lots of pink runoff in there. That's all right. That pink can take quite a long time to set. So I'm just going to leave this now, turn off the heat, let it cool down, and then we can wash it tomorrow morning. This has cooled down now. And yeah, there's quite a bit of pink in there. I'm now expecting there to be a lot of pink bleeding in this. Hopefully not too much, but we will see. These colours are gorgeous, lovely and bright. Can't see any runoff yet, but let's add some washing up liquid just to help shift anything that hasn't bound to the yarn. And I see a little bit of blue. I suspect that's from the turquoise, which can be quite a difficult colour. It takes a lot to set, and it does bleed quite a lot. But amazingly, I don't see any pink. I wonder if all the pink came out and went into the pot. I can't even see that blue now. That blue seems to have all washed out. Brilliant. So I'm just going to give this another couple of rinse throughs, and then I can hang it out to dry. And here is my finished rainbow yarn. Now this one was dyed with Frozen and this one was dyed with Turquoise, and I really like how both of them look. The Frozen is lighter than the Turquoise, compare them. But I think the Frozen works quite well with the radioactive, which is also quite light. But I think the turquoise works really nicely with the purple pop, which is quite dark. And you can see here the blending that's happened between the turquoise and purple pop looks really, really pretty. And I just love how all the rest of these colours have worked together. There's very little blending sort of going on, so it just fades nicely from one colour to the next. and I can see myself using both Fluorescent and Turquoise in this rainbow in the future. I'll probably use them for different projects. So if I was doing a solar dyeing or a longer project, then I'd use the Frozen because that's an acid dye, whereas if I was doing hand painting or maybe speckling or something, I might use the Turquoise, as that's a fibre reactive dye which starts reacting with the water as soon as it comes into contact with it, and so you only have a limited time to use a fibre reactive dye once you've dissolved it in solution before it becomes useless. Which one of these two do you prefer? Let me know down in the comments. I am now hiding in the eaves storage space in our loft with a UV light to show you these fluorescent colours under a UV light. You can see the blues do not really show up at all because there's no fluorescent pigment in there, but look at these others, the pinks and the yellows, the oranges. Don't they just look fantastic like this? And they're a lot of fun as well. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. Do please click like and subscribe to my channel. Leave a comment down below, let me know what you thought of this video. Which of the two blues do you prefer, Turquoise or Frozen? Or is there another blue dye that you think goes best with the rest of these fluorescent dyes? Let me know. I publish a new dyeing tutorial every Monday, and it's usually published between about 6 and 7 UK time. And I do like to do different things. I like to experiment with different dyes, fibre types, techniques. So one video I might tie-dye a t-shirt, another video I might be using leftover dye, or I could be hand painting a rainbow like I did in this one. So there'll always be something different and interesting to watch. Thank you so much for watching.